Hi everybody, this is Jazz and I'm working with Felice for Paris Investing LLC. She has been getting a lot of requests for Nifty analysis, and she's asked me if I can do a Nifty analysis for her Indian people from India basically. So I'm gonna look at a Nifty weekly chart, then I'm gonna go into the Nifty daily chart. And what I'm looking at here, obviously you had a beautiful uptrend and somewhat of a correction move that we're seeing here. The trend has somewhat of changed. Okay, we are making lower highs, lower lows, lower highs and lower lows. Let me actually get my trend line tool out and I'll show you what I'm seeing. Just connecting these okay, so connecting these little dots in here. Okay, so you have lower highs in here, and I'm also seeing somewhat of a higher low in here. So you can call it somewhat of a triangle. Okay, somewhat of a triangle about to break out one way or the another. Being the trend is down, okay, being the trend is down, there is a little gap in here that is being filled. Okay, so if you look at this gap right here, around 82.2549 area, this is where price should more likely come before we see some kind of reversal. Okay, and also another thing that you want to be careful is you are watching this trend line to be tested. Okay, once this trend line is tested, you're waiting for some kind of move to the downside from here if it happens. Okay, which could be a reversal candle. Okay, try and get used to this tool, the trend line tool in here. So watch for some kind of reversal back to this trend line test, and watch for either break to the downside or break to the upside. Once the prices come to the apex point meaning all the way toward the end of it, once where the line, both the lines are meeting, you will have somewhat of a high volume breakout to the upside or to the downside. Could happen, could not happen, could basically have a move to the upside, put another reversal, come down. But you need to have a roadmap. Every time you take a trade, take an investment, you need to know, okay, this is where my stop is, and this is where I'm projecting based on looking at the past historical data, and this is where my price needs to go before it reverses, or this is where my price, this is where it needs to enter before price shows me some kind of confirmation trade. So what I'm seeing right now is a beautiful breakout that happened around here. And somewhat of a, it looks like somewhat of a SPY also, SPY, the US indices. This is how SPY kind of broke out of here for last few days and just keep going up. Seeing somewhat of a same price action here, very bullish candle. I'm probably thinking it should fill this gap in here, come test this trend line. We'll see after what happens, possibly going to break out of here. But the trend has changed to the downward direction. So you have a lower high in here, possibly expect another lower high and continuation to the downside, but you trade on what you see. You can also go into the smallest time frame, for instance 30 minute and an hour, see where the support and resistance areas are at. Okay, so that's your daily analysis. Let's just go into the weekly. Your weekly chart, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, that's better. Okay, so in your daily chart, I am seeing the resistance in this area. This is where your resistance is. Let me get that exact number out to you guys. So this is where the resistance is. Actually, there's a gap in here. Let me see if I can draw a tool. Let's say, so there is trying to look for a oval tool or eclipse. So this right here, that's your gap right there. Okay, so be careful on this gap. Okay, this is your gap right around this is, and watch for somewhat of a resistance and sellers or the bearish sentiment to come in around here, and you're also filling this gap as well. This is where the major resistance is, at this area 83.3464. Watch for some kind of bounce, but you got to look at the recent trend. The recent trend is actually pretty strong. So if you look at this little area right there, that could be your breakout trade. Okay, with the stop right underneath it, come to test this trend line. That's giving you a very almost like 1 to 2 kind of risk reward ratio on there. but the trend line tool will help you guide your trades. Okay, do not just basically say that I'm going long, touch the trend line. You need to look for more confirmation before you do that. So that's your pretty brief or roughly weekly to daily analysis. Okay, we'll from here on we'll do a little bit more analysis on the Nifty and also the Indian markets. And thanks to Felice to give me an opportunity to do this analysis for the Indian clients. Thank you guys. Take care.